Imagine a world where the Chicago Bears' backfield isn't just solid, but absolutely terrifying for opposing defenses. What if I told you the front office is looking to swap out a reliable veteran for a certified superstar who could turn this offense into a top 5 juggernaut? The rumors are swirling, the sources are talking, and today, we are breaking down a potential move that would shake the entire NFC North to its core. Before we dive into these massive free agency targets, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, share this with a fellow fan, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss a breaking update. The buzz around Halas Hall right now is electric because word is getting out that the Bears have their eyes on 2 major free agent running backs. Now, this isn't just minor depth chart tinkering. We're talking about a potential seismic shift that could mean the end of the road for DeAndre Swift in Chicago. Think about it. If you had the chance to upgrade your engine from a V6 to a high-performance V8, wouldn't you take it in a heartbeat? We are coming off a massive 2025 season where Ben Johnson proved he is the real deal, leading us to an NFC North title and our first playoff win in 15 years. But Ben Johnson is a perfectionist. He's not satisfied with just winning a wild card game. He wants a ring, and he knows that to get there, this offense needs to be more than just functional. It needs to be elite. The name at the top of everyone's list is Breece Hall. Let's be real, Hall is arguably the best back hitting the open market this year. While guys like Kenneth Walker and Travis Etienne are in that elite conversation, Hall is the ultimate prize. He's spent years being the only bright spot in a New York Jets offense that, frankly, didn't know which way was up. Despite no passing game and a rotating door at quarterback, Hall has been a consistent force, proving he's a true 3-down weapon. Just last season, he finally cracked that 1,000-yard rushing milestone, proving all the doubters wrong about his recovery from that ACL tear. He's younger than Swift, has less wear and tear, and his explosive ability is on another level. We're talking about a guy who caught 76 passes in a single season earlier in his career. Even in a down year for the Jets' passing attack, he's still a safety valve that keeps the chains moving. If the Bears are serious about giving Caleb Williams every possible tool to succeed in year 3, Hall is the home run threat this roster has been missing. Williams has already shown he's the Iceman in clutch moments, but imagine how much easier his life would be if defenses had to stack the box to stop a guy like Breece Hall. Question of the day: if it comes down to a choice, would you rather keep the chemistry of the current backfield or pay the premium to bring Breece Hall to Chicago? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Now let's talk business. Upgrading to a player like Breece Hall isn't cheap. Experts are projecting a contract in the ballpark of 3 years for $37 million, with about $25 million of that guaranteed. That averages out to roughly $12.3 million a year. Compare that to Swift, who's sitting at about $8 million for his final year. With the salary cap rising, is an extra $4 million a year really an egregious price for a top 10, maybe even top 5 talent? The market is shifting. We're seeing guys like Josh Jacobs and James Cook reset the expectations, and Hall fits right into that upper echelon. If the Bears pull the trigger on Hall, the math is simple: they'd likely move on from Swift. Cutting him would save the team $7.5 million against the cap. I like Swift, he's explosive and he knows the system, but Hall is just more physical. He breaks those shoestring tackles that often bring Swift down. He's the guy who turns a 5-yard gain into a 60-yard house call. Think back to those frustrating moments last season where Swift got caught at the ankles on a play that looked like a certain touchdown. Breece Hall doesn't get caught. He powers through and disappears into the secondary. And don't forget the Ben Johnson factor. Our head coach values the run game more than almost anyone in the league. He wants juice. He wants violence at the point of attack. When you look at the fact that Swift's longest run last season was only 36 yards, you start to see why the coaching staff might be looking for more home run potential. In Johnson's system, the run sets up the pass. If you have a back that requires a double take from the linebackers on every single snap, it opens up those deep shots to DJ Moore and Rome Oduns that made 2025 so special. But wait, there's a second name on the radar, Tyler Allgeier. I've always had a soft spot for Allgeier. He's a bowling ball who had a 1,000-yard season as a rookie before the Falcons drafted Bijan Robinson. He's been a high-end backup ever since, but does he actually make the Bears better? He's entering free agency for the first time, and while he's expressed interest in being a starter, you have to wonder if he's a true RB1 or just a really good B-side to a duo. Honestly, I'm not so sure he fits what we need. Allgeier is a downhill, physical runner, but so is Kyle Manengai. Manengai was a revelation as a rookie, and he's already shown he can handle the dirty work in the green zone. If you pair Allgeier and Manengai together, you lose that make you miss twitchiness that Swift provides. You'd essentially have two identical power backs, and no one to catch passes out of the backfield or stretch the defense horizontally. Unless the plan is to also draft a specialized scat back. On day 3, moving Swift for Allgeier feels like a lateral move at best. Projections suggest Allgeier could command $9 million a year. To me, that's a massive overpay. Why pay more for a guy who doesn't offer the same versatility as the player you already have? Swift put up nearly 1,400 all-purpose yards last season. He's been productive, he's healthy, and he's already integrated into the locker room. Ben Johnson is a stickler for details, and Swift's improvement in pass protection last year really assuaged a lot of the concerns people had. So, what is the smart play here? Do you take the Green Bay approach? Remember when they had a great veteran in Aaron Jones and still went out and grabbed a superstar like Josh Jacobs on day 1 of free agency just to level up? That move was ruthless, but it worked. The Bears could do the exact same thing. Enter free agency with Swift still on the books, secure the commitment from Hall, and then, and only then, cut Swift to balance the books. It's a win now move that signals to the rest of the league that Chicago is no longer just happy to be in the playoffs. We are at a crossroads. We can stay the course with a backfield that worked well enough to win the division, or we can get aggressive and pursue greatness. The middle-of-the-road option like Allgeier just doesn't move the needle for me. He's a good player, but he doesn't change the way a defensive coordinator sleeps on Saturday night. But Breece Hall changes the entire gravity of the offense. He forces safeties to creep up, which is exactly when Caleb Williams strikes deep. It's going to be a wild ride leading up to the start of the new league year. The Bears have the cap space, they have the coach who knows how to use these weapons, and they definitely have the ambition. Ryan Poles has shown he isn't afraid to make the big splash when the timing is right. Is the timing right for a new superstar in the backfield? I'm curious to see which path you take. Would you stick with Swift's $8 million cap hit for one more year and hope Manengai takes the next step, or would you swing for the fences with a 3-year deal for Hall? This team is 1 or 2 elite pieces away from being a true powerhouse, and the backfield might just be the place where that transformation begins. We saw what this team could do in 2025, and the expectations for 2026 are through the roof. If the mission is a Super Bowl, you need Super Bowl caliber talent at every position. Keep your eyes peeled, because the Windy City might be getting a new superstar very, very soon.